Avril Mulcahy herself, the dating queen of Ireland. How are you?
Whoa, that's an intro. Am I a queen? I don't know, a queen. Someone say diva or a matchmaker, but I'm not too sure queen.
Listen, you probably...
Queen's a good one, I like it.
Yeah, well, you're the busiest woman I know anyway.
Yeah. This is a tough job, trying to sort out all the singles.
So, is it difficult?
It's a tough scene out there right now. It
Why?
is difficult. Because
What's the main, why it became so freaking difficult to meet someone?
there's so many reasons, we could spend all day with it. I think one thing with it actually, I was talking to a journalist about this morning, is that, women, we've gone really powerful. We've top jobs, we're taking on the boys in the boardroom. We're able to control, we have amazing apartments, we've got great cars. But there's one thing that we're not able to control, and that's men. And I think a lot of women are finding that very, very difficult. The girls, the girls I'm talking about, their eyeshadows matching their toenails, they've it all going on. And then they're coming to someone like me thinking that I can just flip a switch for them and sort it out.
Do you think, I had this chat with a guy the other day, and he said that he thinks sex changed a lot. That before men had to chase, and it was a bit different. They were really interested. Now it's easy for them. We give, we give easier. We give away easier. And is it creating a problem for a woman, or should we be like that?
Okay, there's a bit of a conflict here because sex is a great thing, and I think it's great that women are able to talk about it and find out what sexually turns them on, and it gives you more empowerment and more confidence. This is all brilliant that we're able to engage in our sexuality a lot more rather than not talking about it, which was the other case for the first half of this decade. And books like, the 50 Shades of Grey and all that, they were fantastic because they allowed a woman's fantasy kind of roll and go to a different place. And it was one of the first books that did that. Men, they've got their porn and it's a lot more direct, but that book got that. For a woman, it's more about pleasures and fantasy, and it's a very nice place you can go to. And I thought that, it mightn't be very well written, but it's definitely hit the nail on the head as regards fantasies. However, here's another side. We live in a hookup culture, and that's
What's hookup culture? How do you explain it?
You can definitely
hook up anywhere.
You can go online. We could go online right now, and we could have a guy coming over to our apartment here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. And that is the society that we lived in if we wanted that.
But is it, we are looking, or people in general now, young people are looking just for sex, or are they looking for a relationship? Because the hookup culture, I presume, would be more about just hooking up.
I think we're looking for both. I think that sometimes it's all about living in the moment. We live in an I society. We live in, what do we want right now? It's entertainment now, it's TV now, and it's sex now. And sometimes some people just want sex now. And that's the moment that they're living in.
But are those people the ones that complain the most about not getting the relationship side of it then?
And this is what I say to people. What do you want? And you have to keep your eye on the end goal. Do you really want a relationship? Relationships does not equal happiness. Now there's one for you. Most people think that to be successful you need to be in a relationship. But we can say, how many couples do we know that are married or going out and they're not happy?
Or they pretend to be happy. The outside world thinks they're happy.
Yeah, and we all know that it doesn't equal happiness. That's one thing I talk about in the book a lot, is one man plus one woman equals happiness. It's complete utter bullshit.
So talking about the book.
Sorry.
So it's out.
It is.
And are you excited? What's the most controversial thing in the book? What do you think is going to create the most, controversy, I guess?
Oh, whoa. I'm going to leave the country in another while. There's a lot there. It's stepping into what a woman wants. I'm not playing into single victim mentality and say, oh my God, all the men in the world are dickheads, or they've all immigrated, or it's all blaming men. This is more about saying, well, what am I doing about it? Am I being too alpha female? Now there's a one that's kind of controversial. You know, women have to turn on, you know, to be a bit more alpha in the boardroom and take on the boys and be competitive. But suddenly then they're on a date and they have to flip that and be a little bit more feminine and flirty. That's going to be difficult for a lot of people.
Really, we just constantly playing games, don't we?
It's not playing games. That's the thing is, like I know, Izzy, you know, you have to wear a certain hat when you're with Mikey. You have to, you have to be a mother. Be a mother, and that's a whole different side of things when we're out partying one night. Or when you're with Omar, you have to be, you know, a lover and be a girlfriend. And we wear different hats the whole time. I run a business. I have to be a businesswoman in a business. But when we're chilling and having a glass of wine, I'm a completely different character there as when I'm with a man. So
that's everybody else, I guess.
Yeah, but here's the thing. A lot of people forget to take off their different hats. That they keep having the boardroom hat when they're on a date. Like, I've got girls who come to me and they literally, you know, just say, come in 15 minutes for a consultation. It goes, get me a man. I want it like that. And when they're on a date, they want to pay for the date. They want to open up their own door. They just want to say, you know,
but you know what?
It's
the world we're living in. I've done it on a number of occasions because I thought it would make me feel good about myself, that I don't need you to pay for me. And then I realized afterwards, or I was told, whatever, on a number of occasions as well, that no, they actually expected to be able to take care of me. And that's why I probably lost those relationships, because they thought, oh, hold on a second, she doesn't need me.
Exactly. I didn't make up the rules here. Like, this is going back to the hunting times when a man went out and they went out and got food and brought it back to their wife. And it's still that same essence in society, that a man still likes to go out and keep the wolf from the door, so to speak.
And do you think when you meet people, do you still learn something? Do you find that every time you meet someone, there's something interesting you find out that you didn't think?
With the clients,
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a lot of the common problems, I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
So we're coming back constantly to the same issues and topics.
Yeah, well, the main thing, people come to me because their networks aren't working. They're not meeting potential partners from where they go out, from where they're in work, where they're socializing, from their hobbies. So they get stuck in a rut. So you know the type that's sitting in on another Friday night doing nothing about their dating life whatsoever, watching the Late Late Show and complaining about it and thinking then they're blaming men, that all men are dickheads, that no one fancies them and they've all immigrated. I'm sorry, it's just like, oh,
get over
it.
About it.
It's boring.
Could be hard, but you know, yeah, we all have to do it. Like, I went through a time when, you know, after having Mikey, holy moly, like getting out of the pajama was probably the hardest thing I ever. But then I thought that one day, I'm actually feeling depressed because I'm doing this to myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to actually make myself feel good as I used to feel. And the minute I made that effort, got up in the morning, put the lipstick on, whatever, you name it, went to the hairdresser eventually, did my hair, felt like a different person.
Yeah. And it's so funny, like that's just what you call an anchor. So even something as simple as putting on lipstick can make you feel really, really sexy. So a woman needs to find out those things that make her sexy. I'm a big fan of lingerie. And you can just wear lingerie and the man doesn't even need to know that you're wearing it. But when you're inside on a bar and a guy's looking over at you and you have a little secret that they don't know about, that makes you feel sexy.
And you feel them good about yourself.
And sometimes it's a simple look that you give a guy and it makes all the difference. And he doesn't even know the difference.
We could talk about it forever and ever, but tell me a bit more about the book. Was that really what you wanted to do? What next after the book? Or is it all about the book at the moment?
Well, it's funny. I'm thinking of the song, it's all about the bass, about the bass, about the bass. You know that song? Yeah. And yeah, like the book came out of left field. I'm like you, I love being out. I need to be out with people. The book is called Go Get 'Em, but it meant that I had to go in and write it for 4 months. It took me, and you didn't see me for 4 months. You were like, Avril, where are you? I'm writing the book. And it did. It took all of me to write that book. It really did. So it's a huge achievement. All I want to do now is get on the bestsellers list and get it out there to as many people as possible. The book is cool. There's parts of it I love.
Do you think Ireland is ready for it? Do you have a bit of a hesitation there sometimes that?
I think people like my parents and like that, and my aunties in a different generation. I think I'm a little bit nervous about, and there's some journalists like they just want controversy. I'm like, you know, I'm happy with the way the book is. Sometimes I think that I should be in the States. Like I was in New York there
London,
a couple
at
of
least,
months.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
You're walking down the street and a guy just comes up to you and he goes, "Hey, sexy, how you doing?" And you look around, you're like, "Where's that guy gone?" And he's actually gone because he just gave you a compliment and he didn't think that, you know, he didn't think anything else of it. Mother of God, that doesn't happen that much in this country. And it's something that I don't think people should ever stop flirting. I think we should be flirting morning, noon and night. And obviously there's different levels of flirting you can go into. You can go into more just social and public flirting, but you can go right down into more sexual and private flirting. And, you know, some of that stuff is for the bedroom.
I just find this whole dating thing so fascinating, even your side of business at the moment, because I know there are dating awards at the moment, which I believe you took part in and you were the main judge. Like, what were the awards for? For the best matchmaker, for the best couple? That was, I don't know, tell me.
Yeah, so I was over in London last month to do the UK Dating Awards. So basically we had to research all the dating companies that are out there and just seeing if they're doing their jobs. And there are a whole load of cowboys out there, a whole load of them. And there are people, you know, different matchmakers taking money off someone that's just not legit. And it's our job is to kind of police it, because now it's part of our life. Like the dating industry is a multi-billion industry. It's humongous, absolutely humongous. Actually, I love being in that awards, but actually one of the biggest things I learned from it was how many new niche sites are coming up. The site that actually won the UK Dating Awards was Toy Boy Dating. So they've now remarketed Toy Boys, and they've seen,
which is what the cougars kind of thing, looking for younger men.
Exactly, or younger men looking for the cougars. I think I like to think
actually
like that more. Yeah.
I don't know.
Now here's something really interesting with growing societies, because that women have got so powerful and they have these great jobs, and some of the men around their own age they don't want them. They want someone a little bit, you know, younger and maybe doesn't have as good of a job as them. The young guys are going, "Wow, this girl's amazing. She's confident, she's sexy, she's powerful," and they're really getting interested there. They've turned over the whole industry in the UK. It's not in Ireland yet, but it's a huge, huge niche in the UK.
As much as I find it so fascinating, and I think it's great, you know, the world is changing. It is making me a little bit sad that it became an industry. Like, it seems like before it was so much easier. People just met and fell in love, or maybe they didn't.
Oh, please, Izzy, come on! Like, people got stuck with one partner for their whole life, and they got stuck in this miserable marriage. And how many?
Maybe we just want to believe in this. You know, I don't know.
No, and it's for me. Listen, I am one of the most cynical people out there, and I'm in this romantic industry, and because I get that it's really, really difficult out there. Like, years ago you got introduced to to someone from your auntie Josie or someone, and that was it. But you know, that's great. But now more than ever, there's loads of choice out there, and you can actually go out there and you can meet a whole load of different people. Okay, here's the problem with that is, people are getting stuck on choice.
And also being very fussy. Yeah, they always think there is a better thing around the corner.
Yeah, and there's a paradox of choice, that you actually get overwhelmed by all the choice out there and you do nothing. So what I try and say to people is, you know, kind of decide what you want, okay, in maybe 1 year, 5 year, or 10 year, but also realize that you can't control that outcome. You cannot control another person. You don't know if they're you could be dating that person and they could seem like the greatest guy ever, and then they could go off and have an affair, or something could happen within that, and you just cannot control the outcome. You have to keep one eye out there, and also one eye, just sometimes it's more about the journey than the destination.
Absolutely. I think one thing I learned with age and getting that bit more mature and older, when I was much younger, everybody was telling me it's very important for you to be happy in yourself. When you're happy with yourself, you find the right guy and the right person to be around you, and you're going to always be happy in the relationship. Because I think a lot of women make that mistake, that the minute they meet a guy, they do everything for him. Their whole world changes straight away because they hang out just with his friends and they want to do anything that would make him happy. And that never really lasts, does it?
No, it's one thing I talk about in the book the whole time. It's called Your Goddess Self, and building a firm foundation, confidence, independence, sexuality, your own self-esteem, being your own best friend, only making decisions that are actually, oh, thank you very much, perfect.
A lot of talking.
But, you know, making decisions that are good for you. Don't ever chase another guy. What is the point?
Yeah.
So making yourself happy, if a guy is part of that, that's brilliant, but you can't run after him. Be more the flame than the moth. Did you ever hear that saying?
Yeah, I did
Flame
actually.
than the moth.
Yeah.
And be more
So
yourself.
So true. Much more difficult to do. It's easier to say, I guess. Incredible conversation. What next? Next month?
To be honest, I don't know. Well,
That's what I love about it. It's brilliant. I don't know. I'm going to go with the flow.
Yeah, for the last 4 years, as you know me, I've been really pushed to the max. I was on Dragon's Den with a new dating app. I've been trying to set up my business, and sometimes you just get to a point that I'm just sick of pushing it, and it just happens. Like just as I was coming over, I got a call from the Boston Globe and the People magazine over in the States, and they want to do a whole piece of me. I know. Things like that just happen, and I kind of just trust that what I'm doing is right. And like, I didn't think the book was going to come. I don't know what people are going to say about the book. The whole part of the book is we talk about self-pleasure and masturbation.
Well, that we leave that for the next episode, because we can talk about it all
we need to do more research in that area.
Brilliant, listen, thank you so much, and have a fantastic January and February, and whatever will happen within the next few months, just keep me posted.
Oh, thank you so much.
Great seeing you.
Thank you.